Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. Got a new product to review for you, and it's Srixon again, and it's the Z F85 fairway wood in terms of a 3-wood. So, going to look at the 3-wood here offering from Srixon, see how it performs, maybe see if this is a club that you might want to go out there and try yourselves. We've got GC2 HMT set up with a full simulator. We've got ball flight down the range as always, so we're going to see how this little 3-wood performs. So just before we jump into the video, if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Michael Newton, based here at Lytham Golf Academy. I'm going to do lots of videos for you, golf related in terms of swing tips, club reviews, and also club comparisons. So please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get notifications of any future videos. If you're a regular viewer, then thank you for your support and welcome back. Follow me on my social media platforms, which are Twitter and Instagram, and both handles there are at MN Golf Coach. Okay, so we're going to look at the 3-wood offering here from Srixon in the 85 series, and I've done the drive review. A little link I'll go up there, and you can go and check that one out. And initially putting this down by the golf ball, it's got very much of that driver shaping, which I think is lovely. I think it's a great shaping head. It's very sort of tall, preferred sort of shape. It's not massive, it's not a big footprint there, quite compact, but at the same time nothing that's too small and intimidating. We've got quite a bit sort of happening in terms of technology. We've got this little step crown here, which is allowing them to obviously lower that back section of the crown to try and get that centre of gravity lower in the club face as much as possible, which helps a little bit with launch and forgiveness. We've got carbon on the 3-wood only, which doesn't offer the carbon on the 5-wood, 3-wood only in the back section. So again, replacing weight, repositioning that to make it more forgiving and really optimising launch and spin. So let's get this first one hit with the 3-wood. So this is 15 degrees of loft. It's no adjustability with this, it's a glued head. Oh, it's a nice strike. That feels nice. Now, I'm not a big lover of 3-woods. I grew up not playing with a 3-wood. I was always a long iron golfer in my early days when I was growing up, so I'd never feel comfortable with a 3-wood in my hand. So if I ever find a 3-wood that sort of sits and I feel quite confident with it, it's a big thing for me. I do have a Ping G400 3-wood in the bag, which sits, I think, absolutely stunning. And probably one negative I'm going to throw with this Srixon here, first thing I saw as I put that down, it sits a little bit toed in, it sits a little bit closed, which I don't like. It just feels like I'm going to hit it left. It then feels like I'm going to have to manipulate it a little bit through the swing to try and stop that going from left, so I just don't quite like the look. I think if that could sit a little bit squarer, then the shaping of the head, I think it would be a win-win there. I think that would sit really, really nice. Just sits a little bit toed in. Now, that might help some of you guys out there who may have that little bit of left to right shaping. Happy days, but for me, I just prefer that to sit a little bit more squarer. Yeah, okay, that wasn't too bad. A little bit low in the face, just turn that over left. That's the shot that just worries me a little bit when I see that club face a little bit closed. I am going to do that. Wasn't the greatest of strikes, a little bit low in the face, but just turning over left, and that's, typically is my weak shot. So when I see that club face a little bit toed in, it does put me off a bit. So the other bit of technology that Srixon have got going on in the fairway wood, similar to the driver and the 585 iron, is the cup face technology. So face that is welded separate to the body of the club, which creates a little bit higher ball speed. So again, trying to get this ball speed up for increased sort of distance. So let's get another one hit. Okay, that flight's all right, just working slightly on the left-hand side, not too bad to be fair on that one. I did catch that a tiny bit heel, probably just strains that up a little bit. 260 yards there, it's a nice flight, it comes out nice. As I say, I haven't got the most confidence with a fairway wood, maybe against other golfers out there, just purely because I just don't play with them, but I quite like that ball flight that comes out at. It's quite a nice sort of flight. The only thing that concerns me is just that way, it just feels like I can miss it more left. Okay, so those shots were hit off the ground there. So I'm now, obviously 3 wood is sometimes a club we use off the tee quite a bit. So I'm just going to hit a couple of shots just on a small tee peg here, as if I would do out on the golf course. Just see if the numbers change ever so slightly and just give you an idea of how this flights off the tee peg. Okay, that was a little bit toe. That's going to turn over. Yeah, there we go. So definitely toe strike there. Turns that over. 264 total distance. Okay, we'll give one more hit off the tee and then we'll look at some numbers. Again, a little bit heely. Just move that up the right. So you see I'm moving my strike around the face there. I think that's just me not being confident with 3 wood. So a couple of toe strikes, some good strikes and heel strikes. So moving this strike around a little bit. Okay, let's go and look at some numbers and see maybe how that F85 3 wood is performing. Okay, so let's look at some numbers there. So we've got the 3 wood at the top and obviously just a couple of hit off the tee peg there. So actually got some better strikes and better ball speed with it off the ground than off the tee. I didn't hit them great, to be fair, off that tee peg. As you'd expect, launched a little bit higher off the tee than off the ground. Tend to get more lower in the face strikes, maybe off the ground, but you can see the spin number both there, 3738, so a little bit on that high side. You can see the difference between a toe strike at 2.9 against a heel strike at 4.7. Massively changes spin. That's me. It's not the club. The club's exactly the same between those 2 shots. That's my strike. Okay, so that's me moving that around more than anything there. So 240 carry, 235 off the tee, working out 258 off the ground as total distance. Okay, so there we go, guys. There's the F85 3 wood from Srixon. So as maybe you saw and found out there, 3 wood isn't my most confidence of club in the bag. So I never feel comfortable hitting a 3 wood. Numbers and the strikes are sort of varied a little bit there. But I think overall, in terms of review, I think it's a great shape. I think the shape in the head is beautiful. It's very much like the driver, which I really liked. Just that downside just sits a little bit shut for me, and obviously with no adjustability in that neck because it's glued, then I haven't got options to try and open that up a little bit. So it is stuck in that one position. So that for me personally will put me off. If you're a left to right shaper of the golf ball for a right-handed golfer, then that could be quite pleasing. That's nice to sort of see and look. Some guys might put that down and say, well, that doesn't sit square, you know, doesn't sit shut, sorry. So everybody's different. So again, you've got to go and try this yourselves. Lots of different shaft options, grip options, which I think is a good thing with Srixon is there's no extra up charges. So you can really get dialed in without having any hidden charges there. So good offering there from Srixon, available in 3 wood and 5 wood also. So let me know your thoughts, comment down below. As always, love to hear your feedback from these videos. If you haven't subscribed, then please consider doing so. Hit that bell icon, get notifications, any future videos. Follow my social media platforms. We've got Twitter @MNGolfCoach and also Instagram @MNGolfCoach. Very active on the stories on Insta, so you know, keep up to speed with my day-to-day runnings here at the Academy through coaching, through fitting, and also what's coming up next on my YouTube channel. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.